Hi, this is Jay from paulpolito.com, and welcome to the next installment in our screencast series about devices, Linux file system, and file system hierarchy standard. 104.2 Maintain the integrity of file systems. In this screencast, you will learn how to monitor free space and inodes, and how to maintain the integrity of file systems. You will get to know the following terms and tools: inodes, DU, DF, FS check, E2FS check. Later in this screencast, I will briefly introduce the following file system tools: dump E2FS, tune E2FS, debug FS, debug riser FS, riser FS tune, XFS repair, XFS info, XFS metadump, XFS admin, XFS db, and XFS grow FS. That's a lot to cover, so let's get started. Capacity reports with DF. A file or directory is contained in a collection of blocks, and information about the file or directory is contained in a so-called inode. Because both the data blocks and the inode blocks take space in our file systems, and because you can only designate a certain number of files as the maximum number of inodes available on a particular partition, you have to check the free space and the free inodes of your system from time to time. The df command, which stands for disk free, displays information about mounted file systems like used and available space. df may also list used and available inodes. Here are the most common df command options in an overview. Be aware that the df command ignores the "-v option, which is different than most other commands. Instead of using "-v to display the actual version, df uses the command option "-- version. The du command. The du command, which stands for disk usage, lists information about the space used by files in a directory. If the directory name is given, du recurses and calculates the size of every file and subdirectory in the given directory. You can use the "-s option if you only want to request a summary for a directory. The most common command options for the du command are the same as for df. Checking file systems with FS check. If your system crashes or loses power, Linux will not be able to cleanly unmount your file systems. In this case, the file systems may be left in an inconsistent state, with some changes completed and some not. This circumstance requires a file system integrity check. The main tool for checking file systems is FS check. FS check is really a front-end to file system checking routine for the various file system types like Extended 2, Extended 3, or Riser FS. In short, FS check checks and repairs a Linux file system. So let's give it a try. Oh, what a message. What's that supposed to mean? We had better take this warning seriously. Type the letter N to abort the file system check. So, as you have just seen, checking an already mounted file system is not a good idea because it may destroy your data. If you ever see this message, always choose N for no. On my own system, I have an unmounted partition /dev hdb1. Let's run the fs check command on that partition. This is no problem at all, as you can see. So generally, the file system has to be unmounted if you want to check its integrity with fscheck. A good idea is to check the file system while booting the system, before all partitions are mounted. This is actually done by the system itself. File systems like Extended 2 and Extended 3 will be checked after 30 system boots by default. If any file system errors are found, fscheck prompts you to confirm all changes. In this case, the command option -y comes in handy, because if many errors are found, -y automatically accepts all changes. Here are the most important fscheck command switches in an overview. If there are no further options given to the fscheck command, it will check and repair every file system listed in the /etc fstab configuration file. As you have seen earlier, the fscheck command also works with file system specific commands like fscheck.ext, e2fscheck, or fscheck.xfs. Here is an overview of all appropriate equivalent commands. Advanced File System Tools. There are also more advanced tools that you should know about, tools which you can use to examine or repair an Extended 2, Extended 3, RiserFS, or XFS file system. Almost all of these commands require a file system to be unmounted. Be careful while trying these programs and check out the man pages for the correct usage of these tools first. Note: for the LPI101 exam, it is not absolutely necessary to have used all of the following programs. For the exam, it's more important that you know that they exist and also what they are for. Here are some tools for Extended 2 and Extended 3 file systems. Here are some tools for RiserFS file systems. Now some tools for XFS file systems. Summary. The df command displays information about mounted file systems, like used and available space. The du command lists information about the space used by files in a directory. The main tool for checking file systems is fscheck. fscheck is really a front-end to file system checking routine for the various file system types like Extended 2, Extended 3, or RiserFS. The file system to be checked has to be unmounted. Some advanced file system tools you should know are dump e2fs, tune e2fs, debugfs, debug RiserFS, RiserFS tune, XFS repair, XFS info, XFS metadump, XFS admin, XFS db, and XFS growfs. Study points. Remember, don't run file system checks on mounted file systems. Use the commands df and du extensively. Memorize the command options of df and du. Study the fscheck man page and memorize the most important command switches. Study the fscheck command equivalents shown in this screencast and memorize them. Memorize the advanced file system tools mentioned in this screencast and understand their purpose. This is Jay from paulpolito.com, and thanks for watching our screencast about devices, Linux file system, and file system hierarchy standard. Until next time.